Just a little bit more clarity, Adrian. A senior White House official says USMCA compliant goods will continue to receive exemption from the fentanyl-related tariffs. So none of the tariffs announced today apply to Canada, apply to Mexico. The pause button that was pressed on the global sort of tariffs, that continues to be paused. The steel and aluminum and the auto part ones that are going to come in at midnight tonight, those will still come into effect and have an impact on Canada. Though, as we learned when those were announced, there will be a sliding scale as they do sort of this tariff-related vivisection of a North American automobile to see how much is U.S. Parts versus Canadian parts, and then the tariff will be on a sliding scale based on that. Now, the practicality of that is a mystery to me, like many of the things that are happening in this. But essentially, this buildup and this anxiety leading to this day affects everybody else except Canada and Mexico, is the conclusion you can draw from this. Because for whatever reason, whether it was the phone call last week, whether it was the trillions and trillions of dollars in lost wealth on the U.S. stock market since Donald Trump has started talking about tariffs, whether it is the pressure from Republicans and Democrats at the Senate, House, and governor level in all the states that are affected by this, the big three automakers going to the White House, the chambers of commerce, whether it's all of that, he's punted on essentially a stated policy goal. It still hangs out there, and it still affects those very specific sectors. But the global disruption to our trading relationship, at least, is yet again in some form of abeyance until it's not.
Right.
But here's where we are right now.
Okay. It also means, Adrian, that the counter tariffs won't go ahead, presumably. If this is happening, then it means that the government does not need to put further counter tariffs on the United States, which ultimately also helps Canadians, right? Because it means that the cost of goods coming from the United States will not go up in the immediate either.
Not to be distrustful, but I'm going to put a big asterisk beside all of this, because let's wait to see what the paperwork actually says. But I hear everything you're saying. This could be absolutely huge.
There's a tariff on the asterisk, though, Adrian. Just remember that.
Of course.